built this tower that looms like a dark sentinel? What secrets lie trapped within its ancient walls? When did it become a forgotten relic of despair? Where does that old creaking elevator lead? And why does anyone who steps inside never return the same? Welcome to the haunting of the old elevator. This is not just a story. It's an unraveling mystery of fear, grief, and the unknown. It was the tallest building in the city when it opened in 1929. A marvel of modern architecture, the Mortimer Building stood as a beacon of progress. But tragedy struck just weeks after its grand opening. A young woman fell to her death in the elevator shaft. Since that day, rumors of hauntings began. Whispers claimed the elevator became a passage to another realm. And as decades passed, the building was abandoned, left to rot and fester with its dark secrets. Lisa was fearless, or so her friends thought. A journalist chasing her next big story, she had heard the tales of the haunted elevator. When her colleagues dared her to spend the night in the Mortimer Building, Lisa couldn't resist. "It's just a story," she laughed. But deep down, she couldn't shake the unease crawling up her spine. The building felt alive, watching her with unseen eyes. The walls groaned as if whispering warnings. But Lisa pressed on, her flashlight trembling slightly in her hand. She was determined to find the truth about the elevator, no matter the cost. There it was, the infamous elevator. Its presence was unnerving, as though it waited for her. The 13th floor buttons seemed to pulse faintly, almost like a heartbeat. Lisa hesitated, wondering if the rumors were more than just urban legend. As the doors closed, Lisa felt the weight of the building's history pressing against her. She had expected silence, but the elevator hummed softly, a low, eerie vibration that seemed to echo deep within her chest. The first few seconds were uneventful, then the lights began to flicker. Shadows moved, though Lisa was alone, and then the voices, faint, unintelligible whispers that seemed to come from inside the walls. Her heart pounded as she realized the elevator wasn't stopping. When the doors opened, Lisa's breath hitched. The corridor stretched endlessly, filled with an oppressive silence. The air was heavy, tinged with the metallic scent of rust. Lisa stepped out, feeling as though she'd crossed into another world. The portraits were old and faded, but their eyes were alive. Lisa froze as she felt their gaze pierce her. She turned sharply, but the faces in the frames remained still. Yet she knew they were watching. A child's laughter broke the silence, a sound that felt out of place, yet oddly familiar. Lisa's pulse quickened as she followed the sound, but the laughter wasn't leading her to safety. It was guiding her deeper into the darkness. At the end of the corridor stood a door, worn and splintered. From behind it came the faintest whispers, like secrets being shared among the dead. Lisa leaned in closer, her breath shallow. The door rattled suddenly, and she jumped back in terror. Lisa spun around, her flashlight catching glimpses of figures, shadows that shouldn't exist. They stood motionless, watching her with faces that seemed half-formed. And then, one by one, they faded into the walls, leaving her alone. Or so she thought. Panicked, Lisa turned back toward the elevator. But as she neared it, the doors slammed shut with a metallic groan. Through the small window, she saw it moving, descending, though no one had pressed a button. And faintly, the sound of a child's voice hummed a haunting melody. In a small forgotten room, Lisa found a diary. The entries were written by a maintenance worker from 1930. They described strange occurrences in the building, the elevator moving on its own, ghostly sightings and disappearances. The final entry read, "They want me to join them. On the 13th floor. The ringing phone was impossible. There hadn't been electricity in the building for years." Lisa picked it up hesitantly. Static crackled, and then a voice, low, distorted, and chilling, whispered her name. "Lisa, we've been waiting." The line went dead. At the end of the hallway stood a woman, her white dress stained with dirt. Lisa froze, unable to speak. The woman raised her arm, pointing toward the elevator. Tears glistened on her face, though her features were hidden in shadow. Lisa felt the pull, an unspoken demand to follow. Lisa stepped back into the elevator, hoping to escape. She pressed the button for the ground floor, but instead of ascending, the elevator began to descend, lower and lower, past floors that didn't exist. The panel's numbers glitched, replaced by strange symbols she couldn't comprehend. When the doors opened, Lisa was no longer in the building she knew. Everything was warped, a mirror world, twisted and malevolent. Shadows crawled along the walls, moving in ways that defied logic. The air was heavy, pressing against her chest as she ventured forward. In the heart of the mirror realm, Lisa found the source of the curse, a grand, ornate mirror. Its reflection revealed dozens of souls, their faces twisted in despair, their hands pressed against the glass. At the center was the young woman in white, her eyes pleading for release. The room darkened as the mirror shattered, and from the shards emerged an entity, a being of pure shadow. Its whispers were unintelligible, yet they filled Lisa's mind with terror. She stood frozen, the weight of countless lost souls bearing down on her. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Lisa ran for the elevator. She pressed the button frantically, the doors closing just in time to block the entity's grasp. As the elevator ascended, she thought she was safe. But as the doors opened again, her heart sank. The 13th floor button was still glowing. She wasn't free. She was part of the haunting now. The Mortimer Building stands tall, a forgotten relic of the past. But for those who dare to enter, the elevator waits. Its journey never ends, and its secrets remain buried until it claims its next victim. If you're visiting our channel for the first time, we warmly invite you to subscribe. Your subscription encourages us to deliver even better content and helps us grow as a community. We value your input, so please share your thoughts in the comments about the stories you'd like to see next. Join our community and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like and share as well. Your engagement is what drives us to create the best experiences for you.